المستضعفين في غزة. اللهم أنزل السكينة عليهم وبدلهم من بعد خوفهم أمنا. اللهم استر عوراتهم وآمن روعاتهم. اللهم احفظهم من فوقهم ومن تحتهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم ومن بين أيديهم. اللهم انصرهم على من عاداهم واجعل ثأرهم على من ظلمهم. اللهم ثبت أقدامهم وزلزل الأرض تحت أقدام أعدائهم. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك إنا كنا من الظالمين. وصلى الله على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. بارك الله فيك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا واجعل العلم حجة لنا لا حجة علينا. آمين. We are reading from Sahih Bukhari from the book of Oath and Vows, Kitab al-Aymani wal-Nudhur. Imam Bukhari said, Babu man halafa ala shay'i wa illam yuhallaf. He said, chapter, the one who takes an oath even if he was not asked to take an oath. Because Allah said, وَاحْفَظُوا أَيْمَانَكُمْ, so it's a general recommendation that you don't take an oath unless there is an interest for that, there is a reason. And if you take an oath for no reason, that's makruh, according to many scholars, or most of them. And the hadith he mentioned to show that it is permissible to take an oath when there is a reason is the following. وبه قال حدثنا قتيبة قال حدثنا الليث عن نافع عن ابن عمر رضي الله تعالى عنهما أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم اصطنع خاتما من ذهب كان يلبسه فجعل فصه في باطن كفه فصنع الناس خواتم ثم إنه جلس على المنبر فنزعه فقال إني كنت ألبس هذا الخاتم أو الخاتم وأجعل فصه من داخل فرمى به ثم قال والله لا ألبسه أبدا فنبذ الناس خواتيمهم. This hadith we have already seen it in the book of dress, Kitab al-Libas, when the Prophet ﷺ wanted to write letters to kings and emperors during his time. And he was told that they will not read a letter that does not have a seal on it. It does not have a signature. And that time, one of the way you sign a letter or you put a seal on it is that you have a stamp, and the stamp is made from your ring. So this hadith is about the Prophet ﷺ taking a ring. So the hadith is taken from Qutayba ibn Sa'id first. We took it from Layth, we took it from Nafi, we took it from Abdullah ibn Umar. We said that the Prophet ﷺ took a ring from gold. So at the beginning, when he wanted to write, and they told him that they would not read it, he made his ring from gold, and he made the stone of the ring from the inner side of his hand. So the stone, the first, is not outside, is going inward. And then when Allah revealed to him that gold is haram for gold wear this ring, and I used to put the stone from the inner side of my hand, and he threw that so that everybody can see it. And he said, Wallahi, I swear by Allah that I will not wear that anymore, forever. I will not wear or put a golden ring in my finger forever. And when people saw that, they started to also remove the golden rings. So, but later the Prophet ﷺ took a ring from silver, and that's what he used to stamp all the letters that he was sending. And we have seen in the book of dress that there's a debate among scholars, is having a ring from silver a general sunnah, or it is sunnah only when you are a ruler or a judge where people need your stamp or your seal. For the Hanafi, it is not a general sunnah. It is a sunnah for a person who is in a position where he needs to stamp his document, like sealing a letter or sealing a judgment for a ruler or a judge. But for the majority, it is a general sunnah because the Prophet ﷺ had a ring from silver. But Imam Bukhari mentioned this hadith here to say that the Prophet ﷺ took an oath on the minbar, not because anybody asked him to take an oath, but he took an oath just to emphasize the prohibition of having ring made from gold. And we have already seen that this is an extension of the prohibition of using any utensil of gold, like silver, golden spoon and forks, or eating in a plate that's made from gold. And then Imam Bukhari moved to another chapter. He said, Babu man halafa bi millatin siwa millati al-Islam وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من حلف باللات والعزى فليقل لا إله إلا الله ولم ينسبه إلى الكفر. He said, chapter, whoever taken an oath would swear by a religion other than Islam. For example, a person says that if I do that, if he does that, he is a Christian. If he does that, he is a Jew or is a Zoroastrian. And then that person does that. What is the ruling? It seems that Imam Bukhari said that if he does that, he's not a kafir. So the hadith is not literal, and this is the majority's opinion, and it is the opinion of a few Sahaba like Abdullah ibn Abbas, because they say that he's not a kafir unless he truly believes that he become a Christian or a Jew, that will make him a kafir. And Imam Bukhari's dalil for that is the hadith that we have seen yesterday, when the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever take an oath with Allah and Al-Uzza, let him say La ilaha illallah. And the Prophet did not say that the person who does that is a kafir, and he did not ask him to take a full shahada. He did not say, فَلْيَقُلْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ أَشْهَدُ أَنْ لَا إِلَهَ إِلَّا اللَّهِ وَأَشْهَدُ أَنَّ مُحَمَّدًا رَسُولُ اللَّهِ. So this implies that he's not a kafir. And then he mentioned, the hadith he mentioned under this chapter is the following. وبه قال حدثنا معلى بن أسد قال حدثنا وهيب عن أيوب عن أبي قلابة عن ثابت بن الضحاك قال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من حلف بغير ملة الإسلام فهو كما قال ومن قتل نفسه بشيء عذب به في نار جهنم ولعن المؤمن كقتله ومن رمى مؤمنا بكفر فهو كقتله. So this hadith is taken from Mu'alla ibn Asad, we took it from Muhayb, we took it from Ayyub, we took it from Abi Qilaba, we took it from Thabit ibn Dhahak. We say that the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever take an oath with a religion other than the religion of Islam, that person is as it is. It is as he said. So this implies that that person is a Christian if it's taken off, that if he does not do it, he's a Christian from the hadith. But as I mentioned, for many Sahaba, that's not literal. That's like is emphasis of the wrongness of that, is a ta'keed. It's like the Prophet ﷺ said, Ayatul Munafiqi Thalatha, the sign of a hypocrite are three. And he said a person who lies. And no one from the scholars believes that a person who lies is a true munafiq. Is a munafiq of ni'mah, but is not a true munafiq. So they understood this hadith not to be literal. And the Prophet ﷺ said that whoever kills himself with something, Allah will punish him in the hellfire with the same thing. He will use the same thing that he used to commit suicide to punish him. And he says, the Prophet ﷺ also says that whoever curses a believer, cursing a believer is like killing him, murdering him. And whoever also attribute disbelief to a believer, you say that Fulan is kafir, that person, it is like you are killing him. So that's to say that it is haram to actually say that Fulan and Fulan is a kafir, as long as you don't have a clear proof that indicate what is in his heart. And unfortunately, in modern days, there are many people who really take that light. They will say that such person and such person is a kafir, which is in itself a greater sin, as the hadith mentioned. It's a sin like killing a believer. Wallahu a'lam. Now we stop here unless if there are questions. Subhanaka Allahumma wa bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa ant. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wa sallallahu ala Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa sallim tasliman kathiran. Barakallahu fikum. Amin wa iyyakum. Amin wa iyyakum. Mhm. Walaikum salam. Mm. Yeah, that's actually a very important thing because for some school of thought like the Maliki, if you are in a masjid where there's a jama'ah, there's a principal jama'ah, the masjid has an official imam that's leading the jama'ah. And when the jama'ah, the first jama'ah is done, there's no anymore jama'ah. If you come late and you miss the jama'ah, you don't pray your own jama'ah, which is very interesting rule for the Maliki, because it seems that, I think that even Ibn Taymiyyah supported that, because he says that we're not sure that the Sahaba used to do that. There are individual cases where the Prophet ﷺ saw somebody praying alone and he says that join him as a sadaqah. But it doesn't seem that there's a sizable jama'ah after the first jama'ah, because this will make people lenient in attending the main jama'ah. But I mean, I think that it's okay to do it if following other than the Maliki opinion. It's okay. It's not like it is prohibited. With a jama'ah, when you find somebody praying, if you have to do jama'ah, do it. It's not an obligation to do it. Yeah, it is okay, and it is actually recommended by some scholars to pray by yourself if you miss the principal jama'ah. Yeah, outside the masjid, or in a masjid where there's no official jama'ah behind an official imam, that's what the recommendation will be to pray in jama'ah. So the idea is that they did not want the unity to be split. So it will, in some cases, it may lead to people who don't want to pray behind a particular imam constituting their own jama'ah with time, and this will split the community. So if the masjid has an official imam and an official jama'ah that we know the time, and you came late, you don't establish your own jama'ah. But that will not include if, for example, you're traveling, passing by a masjid, you are 3 or 4, you pray in jama'ah because you're not part of the community. Yeah, there's. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's. I will not say that it is best to pray with jama'ah. I will say that it's okay to pray with jama'ah. So it's okay to pray with jama'ah if you miss uh, the principal jama'ah. It's okay to do that. Yeah, that's maybe the case because there was no official imam. That will be the ruling if there's no official imam that you pray jama'ah. But then if there's an official imam and there's a jama'ah, principal jama'ah, and you miss that, pray by yourself. It's okay to pray by yourself. I will not say that's best. Yeah, so there's also a debate because the Prophet ﷺ said that when the iqama is given, is called for the prayer, there's no prayer beside the prayer behind the imam. So they should join the imam. But there are different opinion in that. For the Shafi, and it went literally with the hadith, that the Prophet said that if you're praying sunnah and the iqama is given for the men jama'ah, you have to cut your prayer and join that. For Imam Malik and Imam Abu Hanifa, they say that not necessarily, you have to look. If you can do both, why don't you do it? You're not losing uh, one of them, so do it. So if I'm praying my sunnah and the jama'ah is, iqama is called, and I know that I will finish my prayer before they finish their prayer, I still can do my sunnah and catch the jama'ah, I should do that. Imam Shafi, so that's why you may see some people still praying, because they know that they can finish the sunnah and catch the jama'ah. They will have gathered the two rewards, the reward of the sunnah and the reward of the jama'ah. But if you know that if I continue my sunnah, I will miss the jama'ah. The jama'ah has priority over the sunnah because that's fard and that's sunnah, and that's also jama'ah in fard. So you just interrupt your sunnah and you join the jama'ah. So mhm. That's so. After the Fajr, yeah. Mm-hmm. The Jama'ah, if he has time, if he does not, he just interrupt it. Well, no. Mm-hmm. For everything. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Yeah. That's very yeah. I don't know how it, it become a thing, but definitely there's a prohibition for that in hadith. And even there are some Sahaba like Osman ibn Affan who refuse to take an oath even when he has to take it to prove something. There's a hadith where there was a dispute between him and another person over a land, and he knows that the land belongs to him, but he did not have enough proof. So the judgment is that uh, if the person was accused, the accuser has to provide proof. If he does not have proof, the person who's accused just take an oath and he keeps it. If they went to court, Osman said that this is my land, and another person said that no, this is my land, and that person does not have proof for that, the judge will ask Osman, the Khalifa here, to take an oath and keep his land. Since there's no proof, it's not like he will say that there's no proof that belongs to you. There's no proof, but it's possible that the person is right, simply does not have proof. So for us to be safe, you have to take an oath to confirm that that's for you, and you keep it. So, but he did not want to take an oath. He said that I prefer just give him that land and keep my oath. That's how he saw the importance of not taking an oath lightly, because you're putting the name of Allah as a line for a land. So he just gave up his right. So unfortunately, people will just keep taking an oath and making the name of Allah light. And the Quran clearly says that وَاحْفَظُوا aymanakum, put God your oath, and do not expose Allah to in your oath. Anything you want to say? Oh, but that's true. It will become yeah. That's true. And oath will lose its value because the wisdom of taking. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, we say that a lot. Yeah. Inshallah. Barakallah fi.
There was this guy when I was young.
Mhm.
He was working with my father.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalam.